Commanders were possibly going to upset the Buccaneers because the Buccaneers lost Devin White on defense. They let him go in free agency. They had just a couple players retired. They traded their best corner to Detroit. So I thought maybe they'll be a little rusty. Baker Mayfield may be a little rusty, but nope. He picked off what he did last year, and he looks like he's. And the way the Falcons play, if the Falcons play like they did Week 1 against the Steelers, and the Panthers, of course, ain't gonna be no good. It may be between the Saints and the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers might win the division yet again. So shout out to Baker Mayfield. I was wrong picking the Jaden. I just thought Jaden Daniels would use his legs, which he did, but it wasn't enough. The Buccaneers ended up dominating the Commanders at home, and Baker Mayfield played absolutely amazing, going, again, 24 of 30, 289 yards, and 4 touchdown passes. But yeah, those are my takeaways from Week 1. Now let's finish it up with my Week 2 predictions. Starting off with the Buffalo Bills, Thursday Night Football, taking on the Dolphins on the road, both 1-0. This is a early Week 2 game. The Bills coming off a close win against the Arizona Cardinals. Dolphins coming up with a comeback win against the Jacksonville Jaguars after trailing 17-7. This one I've thought about it a little bit because the Dolphins lost at home last year to the Bills, but that was late in the season for the division. So, and Tua doesn't have a really good winning record against the Buffalo Bills lately. But with the Bills losing Stephon Diggs, he lost a lot of pieces on defense. They barely beat the Cardinals, even though it was Week 1. The Dolphins struggled against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are not a bad team, so let me say that. But I'm going with the Dolphins. With Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, I think it'll be a close game, but I'm going Miami. I think they get their revenge from last year, losing the division. They had the division right in their palms, and they choked. So I'm going Miami over Buffalo, Thursday Night Football, September 12th, 8:15 p.m. Next game, I got my Chargers 1-0 taking on the Panthers, who are 0-1. Of course, I don't even know what I'm thinking about this. I'm going my Chargers. Like, come on. After the way the Panthers got obliterated by the Saints on the road, I think we should be able to run the ball on this team. I know, and they did lose their best defensive player, Derek Brown, out for the season. So that means we definitely should be able to run the ball on the Panthers. I think Justin Herbert should have a decent, good game. He has a good game. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards should have a good game. We should dominate this game. I like Bryce Young, but Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack should be eating. Both of them should be eating. I want Bryce Young to do good, but not this game. We should dominate the Panthers. Shouldn't even be close. My Chargers over the Panthers easily. Next up, we got the Raiders, 0-1, taking on the Ravens, who are also 0-1. It's Sunday game, 1 p.m., just like the Chargers and Panthers. I'm going the Ravens. Again, Raiders, I don't trust their quarterback situation. I know they got Devontae Adams. I know they got Brock Bowers. But I think Lamar is going to be motivated, especially after that close loss against the Chiefs on the road. I think the Ravens bounce back, and Lamar has an amazing game. I think Derrick Henry is going to have a good game, and I'm going Ravens over the Raiders. Next, we got the Browns versus Jaguars, both 0-1. This one, I thought about a little bit, but I just don't trust Deshaun. I don't think he's the same no more. The Jaguars, they're actually a good team, even though they didn't make the playoffs last year. Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. They got Gabe Davis. They got I forgot his name. Christian. Lord. They got Christian. I forgot his name. They got Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk. They got him. They got Travis Etienne. They got even though they did lose Calvin Ridley, they still got some weapons. They got Evan Ingram. So I'm going Jaguars over the Browns. And a close one because I just don't trust Deshaun. That Browns defense, they probably going to play well, but I just don't trust Deshaun. I trust Trevor Lawrence more than I do Deshaun Watson, especially at home. Next up, we got the Jets 0-1 taking on the Titans 0-1. Titans choking. And I try to tell, one of my Facebook friends who's a Titans fan, and he arguing about, the Titans are better off with Derrick Henry. I keep telling him, bro, Tony Pollard is not that guy. He's a good running back. He played receiver. He's not that big. Tony Pollard's best seasons were when he was the second guy behind Ezekiel Elliott, because Zeke could pound the ball, take that punishment. Then Zeke was a thunder, and Tony Pollard was a lightning. So Zeke was a power back, and Tony was a speed back. he's a good decent running back, but he's not that guy. And that proved, even though he had a good game against the Bears, but he had 80-some yards like by the first half. But after that, he was a no factor. Will Levis played bad, didn't play all that well. Even with Calvin Ridley, I don't think no, who else didn't play? I know that DeAndre Hopkins, and they got Tyler Boyd, but after blowing that win to the Bears, imagine losing a game to a team being up 24 to 3, 24 to nothing, and 17 to nothing, and they come back and beat you without scoring an offensive touchdown. Caleb Williams didn't have 100 yards passing, and they came back and beat the Titans. That right there should tell you how good the Titans are going to be this year. So I'm going the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers bounces back. I think he has a good game. The Jets defense is going to have a good game. I know they had a bad loss against the 49ers on the road this Monday on Monday Night Football, but I'm going to Jets over the Titans. Next up, got the 49ers 1-0 against the Vikings 1-0. Now, Sam Darnold did play amazing against the Giants, but that's the Giants. Even though the Giants do got talent on the defense, but I'm going 49ers. I don't know if Christian McCaffrey is going to play this game. Even if he doesn't, they got a running back who played very well. You still got Deebo Samuel. You still got Jennings. You got Brandon Ayuk. You got George Kittle. You got Nick Bosa, Fred Warner. So I'm going 49ers big over the Vikings. I know Sam Darnold played well, but the 49ers are not the New York Giants. Let's just make that clear. Next up, we got the Seattle Seahawks against the New England Patriots. Also, Sunday game, 1 p.m. Even though the Patriots, shout out to Jerod Mayo getting his first win as a head coach of the New England Patriots. This one, I'm going to close one. I'm going Seahawks. I just trust Geno Smith more than I do Jacoby Brissett, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. The Seahawks got talent on their defense, and the Bengals, they did, like I said, struggled at home against the Patriots, but I think the Patriots do got talent on defense, especially with Christian Gonzalez, second-year player out of Oregon. But I'm going Seahawks close over the Patriots. Next up, we got the Saints 1-0 taking on the Cowboys, who's also 1-0. Both teams coming off dominant wins, but the Cowboys actually beat a good team in the Browns, and the Saints just beat a terrible team in the Panthers. I'm going Cowboys big. I know that Saints offense looked very well, but that was against the Panthers. Derek Carr, I think, played the best football I didn't see him play, better than he did all last year, because the Saints' offense was terrible last year. Their defense was good, but their offense was terrible. But I'm going Cowboys. I think Dak's going to continue to play well. I think CeeDee Lamb's probably going to have a decent good game. Maybe, unless he's matched up with Marshawn Lattimore. But I think CeeDee be in the slot, so I don't know if Marshawn Lattimore is going to travel. But I trust that Cowboys team more than I do the Saints. I'm sorry. Next up, we got the Giants 0-1 taking on the Commanders, who's also 0-1, 1 p.m. game. I'm going Commanders. I think Jaden Daniels is going to have a good game. Daniel Jones is just terrible. I looked up the stats and said that in the past few games, since Daniel Jones got his big contract a couple years ago, he has more picks than touchdown passes. Like, that's sad. He's thrown more touchdown passes to the other team, pick sixes, than his own team since signing that big $40+ million a year contract he did. This is gonna be his last year in New York. But I'm going Commanders bit over the Giants. Next up, we got the Buccaneers and Lions, both 1-0. I think this is going to be a good game, but I'm going Lions. I like Jared Goff. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. I think it was a good game against the Rams, even though Amon-Ra didn't play all that well, but I'm going Lions close one over the Buccaneers. Next up, we got the Colts taking on the Packers, both 0-1. Now, Jordan Love was playing in this game, but he suffered an MCL injury in that loss against the Eagles in Brazil. And they're going to be starting Malik Willis at quarterback. And I just don't trust him at all because he really doesn't have much experience. And the experience he does have is his stats are not good at all. And I think the Colts are going to win this game. I think Anthony Richardson is going to have a good game. He had a pretty decent game against the Houston Texans at home. But I'm going Colts. If it was Jordan Love, I'll clearly go Packers right here, but I'm going Colts over the Packers. Next game, 4:05 p.m., Rams, Cardinals, both 1-1. Now, I would go Rams, but hearing that the Rams got some injuries on the offensive line, they may have some key starters missing, and this being the Cardinals at home, I'm going to Cardinals in the upset over the Rams. I think now if their offensive line is healthy, then I think Rams, but if not, I think the Cardinals will win this game, a close one. It'll be, and plus Puka Nacua is not playing. He's going to be hurt. Cooper Kupp is going to be playing, but it's just with the offensive line, like in football, it matters. So I'm going the Cardinals over the Rams in a close one. Next up, we got the Steelers 1-0 taking on the Broncos 0-1. Now, it's been reported that Justin Fields possibly going to be starting at quarterback because I think Russell Wilson is still not 100%. Justin Fields played pretty well. He didn't play amazing, but he played well against the Atlanta Falcons. He didn't turn the ball over at all. George Pickens balled out. He had a pretty good game. That Steelers defense was phenomenal, led by T.J. Watt. And, the Steelers playing a rookie quarterback, Bo Nix. I think he's probably going to have a hard day going against Cam Hayward and T.J. Watt. Excuse me. So I'm going Steelers and a close one over Denver. Next up, we got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on Kansas City Chiefs, 4:25 p.m. Bengals 0-1 coming off a loss at home, a shocking loss against the Patriots at home. Chiefs coming off a close win against the Ravens. I'm going Chiefs because, mainly T. Higgins is not going to be playing. The Bengals coming off a rough loss against the Patriots. I know Joe Burrow usually has a winning record or in a good game against the Chiefs, but this time around, I don't think the Bengals beating the Chiefs now. Even if the Bengals go 0-2, don't panic, Bengals fans. Like they said on First Things First, Nick Wright, the Bengals usually do start 0-2. Even last year, the year before last year, they started 0-2 and made the playoffs. So I don't think, even if the Bengals lose this game, I think they're still going to contend and bounce back and get healthy. Next up, we got the Bears 1-0 taking on the Texans 1-0. Bears coming off a comeback win over the Titans. Texans coming off a close win over the Colts. I'm going Texans. Clearly, I think the Texans are a much better team than the Titans. Now, if the Bears play like they did against the Titans, they're going to get blown out. Caleb Williams going to have to play a whole lot better. I think to beat this Texan team led by second-year player C.J. Stroud, Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Nico Collins. Joe Mixon even had a really good game running the ball. This Texans offense is very good. And don't forget about their defense. You got second-year player Will Anderson. You got their corner out of LSU. Oh, I forgot his name. I don't remember it too. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, I'm going Texans over the Bears. And lastly, Monday Night Football. And that's a Sunday Night Football game. Bears versus the Texans. Monday Night Football. We got the Atlanta Falcons 0-1 taking on the Eagles 1-0. Like I said again, I still got questions about the Eagles defense, especially about their secondary. I got questions about the Atlanta. Will Kirk Cousins bounce back? Will he be able to play better with the weapons like Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson? Will he play better? The Falcons defense is better though. Justin Simmons and the other Jesse Bates and them boys, Matthew Judon, who they traded from the Patriots. I think this will be an interesting game. I think it's gonna be a good game, but I'm gonna lean towards the Eagles, especially at home. Saquon Barkley. If Jalen Hurts doesn't turn the ball over, limit his turnovers. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. I just think the Eagles got more weapons than the Falcons, and I think the Eagles win a close one against Atlanta at home to improve to 2-0. But those are my predictions for week 2, y'all, for the NFL season. Talk some high school football with y'all, college football. I just want to say, I appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in. Now, if this episode splits into 2 parts or 3, I apologize for that. I really will try to figure it out. I just hope wish it does go to 1 part, but I appreciate each one of y'all tuning in. Y'all always support me no matter what. I don't care about, views. I know it'll come eventually, but this is what I want to do, with my life and career. Right now, I'm, working a job at the Kia plant, gotta make money, but I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do. And me, I can talk with the best of them. I love talking sports, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, I bring it all, so WWE. So I talk a lot of sports, but especially football. Football is my main love. That's why I'm excited to talk football every week that I can with y'all. So, But y'all stay blessed. Make sure to tune in to another Cameron Sports Podcast. Your favorite host. You know I'm your favorite. But do me a favor, get one person you know to subscribe. We're trying to get to 500 at least. 500 subscribers. So please get one person you know to subscribe. And I appreciate each and one of y'all watching. I'll catch y'all next time.